And welcome back to our second hour. Trader Joe's, the chain of stores that are generally considered relatively progressive, and they've got kind of, cool health foodie stuff. They've announced that they're dropping health care for part-time workers and instead giving them a $500 annual check. This has conservatives screaming that we're all going to be paying for the cost of health care for low-income workers, and has liberals scratching their heads. At the same time, the AFL just passed a resolution yesterday essentially saying that they don't like the possibility that Obamacare may decouple health care from the workplace. Now, that actually makes sense because one of the major benefits that unions offer is that they negotiate for, or sometimes themselves offer, health care. And when health care is available to everybody, it slightly diminishes the value of being in a union. Or at least unions have to figure out new ways to add value to union membership. I see all these things as healthy developments. Here's the backstory. After World War II, the labor market in the United States was really tight. A lot of the soldiers, a lot of our workforce was principally male, and a couple 100,000 of them, I believe it was 700. I don't remember I shouldn't quote a number because I don't remember the number of people who died in World War II. The American soldiers, but hundreds of thousands died. And a lot of the people who had come back, instead of looking for a job, were going to college on the GI Bill. So the labor market was really tight. Employers were competing for workers. And so the unions and the big businesses both opposed a national single-payer healthcare program that was proposed by Harry Truman. Instead, the employers and unions agreed that they could use the offering of health care as a benefit, as a way of attracting and keeping employees in union shops. So, this worked out well for both the unions and the employers. And the employees got something out of it, too. They got health care from their employer via negotiation with their union. But in the years since 1981, when Ronald Reagan declared war on working people in America, unions have been broken to a third of their former size, and health care as a benefit has been steadily vanishing out of the American workplace. So here comes Obamacare, right? The Affordable Care Act. And what it is beginning is the process of ensuring that every American has access to health care. They'll have it regardless of where they're employed, regardless of how fully they're employed, regardless even of if they are employed. A portion of the American workforce, estimates range from 15% to as high as 40%, are fundamentally unhappy with where they work. But they stay there simply because their employer offers them health insurance. These people are not stepping out into the world. They're not starting their own businesses. They're not moving to jobs where they might be happier, where they might even have better opportunities. They're not doing that because they're locked into place in a crummy job or a job they don't like by the fear of losing health insurance. Workers in countries that have universal health care, which includes virtually all of the developed world except us, don't have this problem, which help explain in part why so many of the developed world's economies are so much more vibrant than ours is currently. I mean, I know Greece is a basket case, but that has to do with the euro. That doesn't have to, and the European Union. It doesn't have to do with health care. Actually, they're doing, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Anyhow, as Reaganomics, if you look at the northern European countries, they're doing just fine. As Reaganomics and globalization over the past 30 years have decimated the American workforce and loosened the American labor market, the ability to have access to health care has become more and more tightly tied to being an employee of a particular company. But because Obamacare lowers the cost of health care for pretty much everybody making under $80,000 a year, makes it almost free for most Americans, at least householder Americans, making under $40,000 a year. Because it does that, it weakens the hold that both the employers and the unions have on the employees. The flip side of this is that it makes it easier for workers to go out and start businesses or move to a place of employment where they feel more fulfilled, even though that employer may not offer health insurance. Republicans will tell you this with a lot of regret. But Obamacare, I mean, they're just like crazy about this. But Obamacare really is a major step down the road to universal health care. And in my opinion, a very good step down that road. And as health care becomes more connected to your being a citizen of the United States, as opposed to being an employee of a particular corporation or a member of a particular union, Americans become more free. This is the freedom that Franklin Roosevelt talked about. The freedom from fear and want. Trader Joe's, I believe, gets it. Their part-time workers make low enough income that they're going to qualify for free or nearly free health care under Obamacare. So with a $500 annual bonus, they can easily buy their own health insurance. And frankly, the only reason more employers won't be taking similar steps is that Trader Joe's is one of the very, very few companies in America that offers health benefits to their part-time workers. But with Obamacare, all part-time workers in America are going to have access to free or very inexpensive health insurance, and thus they're more free to choose the employment or entrepreneurial adventure that suits them best. I mean, clearly the next logical step in this process is universal health care, single payer. Obamacare allows individual states to offer that starting in 2016, and Vermont has already passed it through their legislature and signed it by their governor, Peter Shumlin. I predict that once Vermont starts a successful single-payer experiment, other states are going to follow over the next few years, just like Canadian provinces did, one after the other when Saskatchewan began a single-payer health insurance program. And that's going to be a good thing for America. It's just no way around it. It's going to be a good thing for America.